Hello everyone, I have come again. How are you all doing? Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, wherever you are. So today I'm gonna be taking my lunch. I actually bought this doner. Doner is a Turkish street food, and we find it a lot here in Germany. So amen. So I'm going to be taking my, we call it naktish, my dessert with my clementine, then some orange juice. Yeah. So how are you? Because this is 100%, I normally dilute it. Yeah. I dilute it because 100%. Your sister doesn't want any running stomach. So here's our kebab. Kebab. Yeah. See it? Yep. So it's basically bread, this hard bread. See, I bought it. See how it is. Can you see? They'll divide it in the middle, but it's so separated. Then they put in the jugono, the various sauce that they have. Let me add salad cream. So in here it's cow meat grilled with cabbage and tomato. So I'm going to be adding more salad cream. So how far? What's popping? There was this Turkish drama I saw. That's how I was going to share with you. In fact, I saw the whole series, the whole episode, from 1 to 134. 139. It's called Magnificent Century. So it's basically in the olden days, 15 something or 18 something. Let me see if I'll see it better. So this Magnificent Century, this series was done on the account of, based on the history of the Turkish Empire. Yeah. So it's surrounded. The storyline is just about the Sultan Suleiman. How he picked one of the captives, because how it is there, it's like when they get prisoners, they take some to the palace to become concubines to the king, and where they all live is called harem. So there was this Russian one that was carried, a stubborn woman with strong will. So when they brought her to Turkey from Russia, they captured them. She said they killed her family and they brought her over to Turkey. So the king, normally they take various girls, but she already found her way into the king's heart, into Suleiman's heart, Sultan Suleiman, when she played a little game, like fainting on his hand. So he liked her immediately, you know. So to cut the long story short, he fell in love with her. And before now, there was already a concubine that already had a son, a prince for the king. And his name was Ibrahim. So when this concubine came back, because it's like they took the crown prince away. When the concubine came back, the Russian woman said to the concubine, I'm coming to stay with your husband. He was not even married to the concubine. I said, I'm coming to take him. I'll spend 1,000 nights with him. Like she's telling her, I'm coming to take your man. Because she liked the man. Now she's this strong-willed person. The Russian woman called Alexandra de la Rusa, or la de la Rusa, something like that. She respects people if you respect her, and she tells people the way it is. She will tell you her mind pop and plain, like no, oh my God. And what she did, she began to accumulate enemies because she actually came to fight the favorite. I mean, she just came. And the king was already in love, totally in love with her, and just as much as she loved him. So to continue, she got pregnant, and the more she stayed, the more she was accumulating enemy. Now there's this childhood friend of, not really childhood, the right hand man of the king called is he also Ibrahim? Is it Ibrahim or Muhammad? Mustafa is the king, the crown prince, and Ibrahim is the right hand man of the king. So, being that Mavrida, the concubine, the reigning concubine that had the prince, the crowning prince, she's already loved by the people. So when this Russian woman came, they saw that our dear Madriva is being threatened by this foreigner. So she already accumulated enemies by threatening to take the king all by herself. So this one made the Ibrahim, the right hand man of the king, who was also a captive, but became friends with the king since when he was 17, or when they were 17 or something like that. So the Ibrahim also had his own faults because he began to see himself next to the king. And this thing made the king to become like frightened. Is he going to take my place? Could he kill me and take my place? That kind of thought, you know. So Ibrahim now hated the Russian woman. Oh, by the way, the king, based on the love the Russian lady had for the king, she converted to Muslim. And the king gave her the name Urem. And the king basically did not want to see anybody again. There's this thing the lady carries, one kind of strong aura that you just, if you don't know about her before, you will not like her. But if you know about her, you will hate her. So the king gave her Urem. I think Urem means light, something beautiful, something peaceful. And that made many people angry. Like, how can this our king say a foreigner is making him happy and all that? So moving on, the king felt threatened by Urem, by the activities of Ibrahim. Now Ibrahim was hated by those who were Muslims. Those who felt the position that is next to the king that is occupied by Ibrahim ought to be by a Muslim. That Ibrahim only converted to Islam because of the king. So he's not really a Muslim. He was not really a Muslim, yeah? So, him seeing himself as next to, the next thing he say, Ich bin Wasser, Ibrahim Wasser, one thing. I think after the king is me, and this thing, the king began to have some dreams like, if he dies, Ibrahim was going to control his son, who is the Mustafa, and they will kill. So the rule is that when they enter the position, any other conqueror, any other person ought to be killed, based on the fact that Urem gave birth to four princes and a princess to the king. She became afraid. So anything that will make the king die, she's ready to kill that thing. Up to the extent that she actually was planning to kill the crown prince called Mustafa. Because to her, if the king dies and this Mustafa ascends the throne, they will kill her. They will kill her children. So she began to fight, and she acquired a lot, when they say a lot of enemy. But each person she kills, she acquires more strength and more power. Now, there was something Urem did that made her so different from other people. She was building houses for the widows, taking care of the fatherless children, and she also built mosque. This one after she has converted, though, being a wife to the king. During the process of both of them, people fighting them, they even kidnapped her and they caught her, threw her in the dungeon and all, just for the king to forget about her. The king was just helping to rescue her. There was a time the concubine went to beat her when the concubine miscarried. Now, after giving birth to the crown prince, when the lady gave birth to the crown prince, the concubine Madriva, they told her she could not give birth again. So when they heard she was pregnant, she was so happy. But because of the stress of her opponents, she lost her baby. So she beat Urem, the Russian woman. She beat her, oh my God, pop her, like she was lifeless on the ground, until somebody carried her. So when the king saw that, they beat my wife, my babe, he went to query to make inquiries, and they discovered it was the concubine. So one day, after the king began to have a frequent dreams that this Ibrahim will control his son, the son went to make some moves that the king, normally he was supposed to take permission from the king before doing it, but he did it on his own. So all these things began to play on the king's mind that if this boy is doing what he wants, that means one day if he might also want my throne. And the guy was a good leader, as in the way he was, the way he comported himself. He had bravery, he was trained like that. And one of the person that affected the Mustafa, the crown prince, the first crown prince, was the Ibrahim, the right-hand man of the king. So one of the things that made the king more frightened was his closeness to Ibrahim, the closeness of his son to the friend. So he began to think that, okay, this guy might manipulate my son against me. But people began to think that maybe it's the Russian woman that was manipulating the king against them. But they did not know that their own mistakes, their own strong head was actually putting them on harm's way. You know? So the king was like, if this boy, my son, because the son went to get married without telling the king, he knew the king would not accept who he wants to marry. So he did it in the other way. Now, Urem killed one woman. Okay, Urem was the one who introduced the lady to the prince and told her, this is how to make the prince fall in love with you. When he falls in love with you, kill him. But the girl had already loved the prince, so she could not kill him. So she told the prince, that the Mustafa prince, that it's Urem that told me to come and kill you, but I cannot kill you. So she died with her unborn child. This Urem, this Russian woman, that actually did the killing. Now, Urem had given birth to 4 sons now. The first one was killed by this the mad river. They poisoned the boy. So the boy died of a poison, of a strange sickness. Like, this film makes me to understand that politics is very, very dirty. This thing called power is a stinky thing. Yeah? When they killed the first child of Urem, Urem knew they killed the boy. But the boy was a very loving person. He went to war to conquer. You know, he was looking really attractive to be a king, a sultan. And in the eyes of the concubine, the Madriva concubine, the woman called the crown prince mother, this boy is looking more like a king. He's actually being carried around, and they both, all the children love each other. All the children of the king, they love each other, forgetting what the kind of cold war their mothers were giving birth to. Now the children also were scared that this our brother might actually kill us if he becomes king. But it's not in the mind of the boy. But people were thinking his family, his mother, his aunties, everybody might convince him to actually get rid of these other people. But it was not in his heart. Now moving forward, the Ibrahim, Mustafa, when the king heard that he got married, he began to think, this boy is going to do something to me one day. Then there was a day he dreamed that the boy killed him. And that was the day he set his mind to kill the boy. So, one of these many mistakes he was making, disobeying the king. Maybe the king said A, he would go and do Z. Those things were piling up. King said, don't go into the ocean. Don't go to Pacific. He still went. So those things were kind of piling up, and this thing brought anger from the king about him, you know. So when he finally got to his senses, it was too late. He had married. There was this great scandal he did that required killing, and that was where the king killed him. So everybody pointed at who? The Russian woman, forgetting that it was their own mistake, their own greed that failed them. Now the Urem, after the king killed him, Urem was now sponsoring rebels against the king, thinking she was fighting to kill Madriva was sponsoring rebels to just come and disrupt the kingdom. Now she thought maybe, okay, I have nothing left. Now they killed my son. As for the Ibrahim, the king also executed him because he was taking himself too high for people. So he just felt also with this pride thing, and I'm the next king. It's been that he's Vasha of the kingdom. Ottoman Empire is the Vasha, meaning after the king is me. So he was really doing some nonsense that was worth him being killed. So the thing is this: where problem came was the sister of the king, one of the princesses, married the Ibrahim. So when he killed her, so when he executed Ibrahim, the sister, the princess, was like, oh, this is Urem. It's Urem that did this. So they began to frustrate Urem. That is a Russian lady. They began to frustrate her. And she was making them understand that I'm not the cause. Now, there was this eliminator that became the friend of Urem. They thought they were going to frustrate her. They went to tell Urem's daughter they went to tell the king that this girl, our daughter, your princess, to be good if she marries that man. Only for them to agree that okay, yes, he could marry what was this man's name? Pasha Adza, something like that. Pasha one thing. I've forgotten his name, but if he had not married, that they wanted him to marry the lady because they knew that he was one of the killers that Urem uses, the Russian woman uses. So they felt, okay, if Urem, they knew he was in love, he was actually in love with Urem's daughter, the princess, who was very loved by the king. Also, the king loved that his daughter. No? So if okay, this man is a very vicious man, very, not vicious, like as vicious. Somebody who, if he wants something, he will get it. That's the kind of person this man is. So they calculated that, okay, we know that this woman will not allow her daughter to marry this horse cleaner. He used to be the one to take care of the horses in the palace before they gave him a position. So rising from nothing to something. Now liking the princess was another level entirely. Come and see this man. They thought of it that, okay, if the Russian woman refused to allow her daughter to get married to this her handler, this her tool, because the man was a tool, he might end up killing both Urem. So their calculation was to be against Urem. Well, unfortunately, he favored her because Urem thought of it that, if this guy marries my daughter, he will protect her. But the guy is actually a wicked guy. You know? So they lost at that side. Every plan they were planning against Urem actually ended up favoring her. The people that were planning, even the king's mother. Now the king's mother died out of heart attack when she saw that Ibrahim, the right-hand man of the king, impregnated their second to senior maid in the palace. So it became confusing for her. She could not take it. She was thinking, oh, what will happen to my daughter? Because one of the first husband of the daughter died. Just died like that, just 2 months after marriage. So to her, my daughter has gone through a lot. So the day she wanted to tell the king, look at what happened though. That was the day she had that attack. So she could not say. It was Urem who went to tell. Everybody began to hate Urem again. That you again. So the mother died, the queen mother, the mother of the king died out of the heart attack of that incident. Now, the long and short of the story is this, power. The way people look for power to rule them is not good. Some people will kill people to get to where they are. Forgetting that time they are going to be there is temporary. You might die one day. You will die one day. Now, upon all the things that Urem did, where she made a mistake was training her children. Because her 2 sons became best of enemies. Like they were enemies. There was a girl that came. Urem told her, please take care of my son. Oh, this that. Not when the girl was the vicious evil like her. The one who can kill anything and anybody that comes her way. So, this girl actually killed the brother, one of Urem's children. She killed one of the concubines, killed the grandchild that was given. No. What's her name again? If I'm posting video, I'll put her name. She was so evil. She ended up killing even the prince, the king that she did. Yeah, because this Salim, yeah. There was the children of Urem, the 4 boys. I think I'll put their names here. I've forgotten, but I'll put their names here. So she ended up killing 2 children. Urem was the one who gave her to her son, Salim. That son is a drunkard and a womanizer. Nothing near being a king, you know. And from what I read, they said she killed because I have to go and do research on the movie. They said the woman was the one who killed the man. So her son, the woman was from I think a Vatican, Venice, something like that, and her son became the king. That is the grandson of Urem became the king. Now in all this, she did not. She was trying to protect them. Nobody will kill us. Nobody will kill us. But she forgot to train her children with love. She did not train her children with love. They don't love themselves. They're all about who will be the next king, who will be the next king. The only one that had sense was the doctor. But fortunately, the doctor was looking for who will love her. So, that being said, at the end of the day, Urem failed being a mother to her kids. But she was this woman that, from what they portrayed on, I remember that one time in the movie where somebody went to announce to the people that that evil Russian witch is in the city, let's go and kill her. They were stoning, breaking glasses, waiting for her to come out from this building. But when this woman stepped out, go catch people. Like everybody became silenced because they don't even know who they were accusing. I'm sure they don't even know her facially. Many of them don't know her facially. So when she came out, they were frozen. They could not do anything. It was just one person that carried sword. Now, the king at this time, at this part, was actually upset with her. But when he heard that they want to kill her, he rode on his horse to go and stop it. And they really love each other. I think she found a room where whatever is being discussed in the kingdom by the king in their what are they called, in their chambers. There was a room where she will be hearing everything. So she was spying on them. They did not know. So when they found out now, the sisters of the king ganged up. They went to tell the king what she has been doing. So they really set her up. As she was coming out in one of these days, the king was already there waiting for her. So from that day, the king could not trust her anymore. But in all said and done, he said it was one of the things he said he liked Urem because this Russian woman has been so loyal to him. Very loyal, that I can say. But she was also after her own life, like protecting her life. There was a time a former lover, when they were in Russia, located her in Ottoman Empire. Oh my God. Her life was never the same. So they were planning to tell the king. So the mother of the king planned to set her up. Hey God. If you can, you should go and watch this drama. She called the king aside that he should hide somewhere. So Urem was just about to tell the queen mother that no, nothing like that. Then she saw the reflection of the king at one of the edges in the she saw him on the glass. I mean on the jug, yeah. And she was like, how can you even think of such a thing? How can you do this about me? Oh, I don't even know him. So the queen mother was shocked, like, hey, you mean this woman can't do not like this? Now my son would think I'm lying against her. And that was how the king kind of brushed away her having a lover that came. She did nothing with the guy, of a truth. The guy only came and she was shocked, like, huh? And when the guy discovered that, okay, this woman has moved on, a lot of things have happened. This Russian boyfriend came and said, okay, a lot of things has happened. Then this Ibrahim was ready to set them up. He brought a poison that either you drink it or you drink it, but one of you have to drink this thing. Because I will go and tell the king. So before you will die, just kill yourself. So the Russian boyfriend ended up drinking it. And this thing pained Urem. And Urem was like, she will deal with him. So, when they killed the Russian boyfriend, this doner, cow meat, and vegetable. Yeah? Kebab. So she proposed in her heart to deal with Ibrahim. Like, if Ure makes you an enemy, I pity you, because she will win. It's not that she'll come and fight you. The greed in you will put you in trouble. And that's how so many of them fell. So many of them fell out of their own greed. So, on the long run, the king died. All the sons, they died. It was the grandchildren that took over. But Urem failed as a mother. The same children she was trying to protect, she did not really prepare them for the future. All she was about was the position. Now her two sons became enemies, trying to even kill themselves. It's not that they don't love themselves, but one was like strong-hearted and all. The other one that was a drunkard was just trying to maneuver his way to hide evils that he was doing. So it's a very interesting thing, just showing how much people can survive, as in the kind of struggle people go through to survive. The cast and crew, everyone was on point. Like, they really did a marvelous work. This thing is far interesting than Game of Thrones. People were making that on the comment section. This thing is more interesting than Game of Thrones. And I can tell you, yes, because it was Russia and there was Turkey. They're speaking Turkish and there was translation underneath it. So I'll try and put the link. I hope I remember. But this movie, what I saw was that don't sleep on your children, don't sleep on your family. Whatever you are chasing, remember you have children. Because after her demise, all that was, I think, the children just went the other way around. It was the same day they killed her son and her grandchildren. That's her fourth boy, yeah? Is it? Okay, no, she had 4 children, 3 princes. Yeah. I'll put their names again there. One was Humet. No, I'll put their names so that I don't mispronounce. But then and again, she was actually all about what she wants to do. And neglecting the role of a mother in her children. She had her own enemies that she was dealing with. At the end of the day, no natural impact on the children. The one that had good impact and responsible life was Bezat, so that Bazet, because he was associated or he was associating himself with Mustafa, because Mustafa had some good morals. Yeah, so that's all. Urem. So I'm going to stop here. This movie, since January 1st, I began to watch it until I finished it. The thing is so interesting. Everybody played their role excellently well. Everybody. Urem was fire. The Russian woman was serious fire. I think the best actor after Urem, before Urem, the king, oh my God, his eyes were telling stories. The guy is an actor, like he translated the roles, oh my God. Then the Urem, Maldivia was always Maldivia. was always sad. Like, it's not funny when when they take your man away as a woman. All the ones I owed them was fighting. If they still bring a girl to come and sleep with the king, he will still sleep with her. So they won't gang up. There was a time they gang up that they will bring somebody to come and sleep with the king. The king drove the person away. Because it's like he knew it was a setup. The king's mother, the queen mother, the mother of the king, killed the horse of Hurem just to deal with her. But all said and done, it was really a fantastic drama. If you have time, just one by one, because the more you're watching it, when you want to know what's happening. Like, I was praying for deliverance. You'll be thinking, okay, what's going to happen next? What will be the next thing that will happen? So, let me share this thing with you. I finished my doner kebab. Doner kebab is a Turkish meal. It was only owned by Turkish people here in Germany. Very, very beautiful and healthy street food comprised of meats and vegetables. So thank you for stopping by at FRANKA'S kitchen. I hope you enjoy my mukbang. See you in my next video. And please stay safe. Eat lots of fruits. Do some exercise, huh? Bye.